speaking of that,
Yes.
Wellshoot moments.
Yes. I have but that's why we named our podcast Wellshoot, because we have a lot of Wellshoot moments.
I think we've just explained what those
Yeah,
are.
but we need to make sure, because I mean, they might be
go
like,
ahead and explain it.
they might not, I mean, they might be picking up episode 12 and haven't seen some of the earlier ones. And if you have, you need to go back and look at all those. Watch them all. But don't you, I mean, you think that's a good idea for us to ask them to do that?
Why do we say Wellshoot?
Well, there may be something that happens that's out of the ordinary, or just really strange, or
Or you have no words.
funny, or shocking.
Or you do something and you feel like an idiot and you're like, well, shoot.
Yeah, and we just look at each other and we go, well, shoot. Right?
Right.
Episode 12. Right?
1, 2. 6 times 2.
Am I supposed to do this way?
Yep. I
Does that
think
look
so.
right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Make sure we're not backwards.
12.
But school's out for summer.
School's out for ever. Temporarily.
Not yet. One day
Okay.
it will. One day it will be for us, though. Not yet.
Episode 12 was a little bit random, wasn't it?
Well, that's just our life. But we just talked about our things that we're doing this summer.
An interview that I had with some students.
Yes, that was interesting.
A side job you may be interested in.
Would you rather?
We played Would You Rather.
I mean, I know everybody's played that before. Mm-hmm. And we challenged them to send us something, so they need to watch.
You can go ahead and tell them what they want, what they can send us.
Okay. We want to see your Wellshoot moments.
Y'all talked about what Wellshoot is and some examples. So watch the episode and then think about your Wellshoot moments, and
we want to know
send
about
those
them.
in.
Yeah.
And we're going to share them. We're going to take a whole episode and share them.
I mean, maybe more than one episode. I mean, we can share
there's
them
enough.
throughout.
And we can share other people's, like, as we have experiences. And
Right. Because we all have those Wellshoot moments. And we shared a couple Wellshoot moments that we've had over the years. And we also talked about a product. Molly did.
Very nice. Males and females. That comes at the end. So that's what 12 was about.
Not much, but it wasn't a lot, but it was a lot.
Also,
We always
Mitzi
have a
put
lot.
something on her head one time.
I'm not proud of it.
Also, H stands for huge.
I'm not.
Also, the conversation led to a common theme,
Common theme.
a common topic that's often brought up in pretty much every episode.
Molly likes
Oh.
to talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
I mean, we're being really honest with them. They're finding
Really?
a whole lot of things about us. But don't judge us. We don't judge you. We don't
We're-
judge anybody else.
Some more things to come. We're going to go out and ask some questions of some people too. So,
wait.
no, I mean, we're going to have to think more into that, but we're going to do that, and that's going to be really fun.
I don't know if they're ready for.
Wellshoot goes to the streets.
I don't think they're ready for Molly and Mitzi.
I don't think. I'm
There's
not even ready.
There's
'cause I
not a
don't
lot of
even
people
know.
who are ready for us.
I got some questions.
But then they're like, wish I'd been around them a lot sooner.
Then when we walk off, they're going to be like, well, shoot.
Shoot.
All right.
Watch it.
1, 2.
Molly and Mitzi and Riley. One thinks she's smart and one thinks she's funny.
Which one is which? You'll never know. Let's just listen to the show. Let's just listen to the show.
All right. So it's summer. Summertime's here.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Summertime.
It's here. We got a little. Our summers look a little different. Tell how your summer's going.
Well, I mean, like we said, I think I said this in an episode earlier about you're teaching summer camp. I'm not this time. So I've had a little bit more free time, and something new happened. We've been doing basketball with my son, and my youngest daughter. You know her. She's as cute as she can be. She wanted to sign up for cheerleading. Now,
Let's show her.
she's so cute. Look at her. But you need to understand, I have nothing against it. There's no ill feelings about it. I played sports. My oldest daughter played sports. My son plays sports. This is something that's out of my comfort zone. And from like day one, when she was probably like 5 years old, this one right here said she's going to be a cheerleader.
I told you. I could see it.
Well, years ago, my best friend in school, she was a cheerleader. Yes, we talked about her. And we kind of joked, and I said, you know, if I ever have a daughter that wants to do cheerleading, I'm not sure what to do. I'm going to have to call you. So I'll probably be calling my friend Tony. And it's funny because her two girls are playing sports. And then it's just weird how things work out.
Well, I mean, I feel ignorant about sports, but my boys play sports, so it's doable.
I just don't know anything about cheerleading.
Well, I didn't know anything about sports. I just sit there and cheered for them.
But, you know, I'm going to support her 100%.
If she loves it.
And let me just say this. She's good at stuff like that. She loves that kind of
she
stuff.
She can cheer. She can dance. That's her
Yes.
calling.
Yes.
I just see it. Maybe we can find that little video of them doing that little dance on the playground. Well, no, I don't guess we can show all the kids, but she's good at it.
We could blur out some kids, but it was it called the
Oh, they did all kind.
There was a church
They
clap.
did the church clap, but they made something up. They choreographed something also.
Yes.
We'll have
And
to
we
get,
might be able to get some of the parents to okay.
I think they
we
would
know
okay
some
it.
of them. But yeah, she's really good at it. It's just
She is good
way out of my comfort zone.
But that's okay. If she what's going to be in your comfort zone is watching her do what she loves.
Right.
That's all you need.
And that's what all matters. But anyway.
I mean, it don't matter if they're doing if the boys are doing a
what?
peeing contest. You're going to go out there and clap for them.
Yep.
Just saying.
Peeing contest? That's where you went?
I mean, I don't know.
Could have been a pooping contest.
Could have been worse.
Well, she usually talks about poop.
Could have
So
been.
I
I
guess
was
we're
trying.
going to the other P.
no,
we should be peeing.
Progress.
Oh, you're growing up.
I'm maturing as the episodes go. You know,
You are maturing because you just had a birthday.
Oh yeah,
You don't even
did.
want to talk about that, do you?
I forgot about it before it happened, and I forgot about it now.
She forgot that she had a birthday.
But you called me yesterday on my birthday. And
Yes.
I was doing an old person's thing. What did I say? You said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well,
I'm buying a magic eraser. Yeah, she likes to clean.
she said, "You're cleaning on your birthday."
I said, but then that's something you want to do, though. That's
I like it.
Sorry, I just
It's kind of satisfying to clean sometimes.
yeah, it is to
And-
see the end.
A little
product.
therapeutic, maybe. I don't know. I'm just weird like that.
So I mean, my summer's a little different. We have a little bit more free time, and we're doing things at home or whatever. But you're on your last week of summer camp, correct?
I'm still working, so I'm still a little bit tired, and I haven't felt like I can fully be free yet. But it's okay. I'm enjoying it. It's a good thing. The kids are good. Everything's great. So things are good. But I wanted to tell you, we had talked about doing this podcast for a long time.
Well, I don't know if it was a podcast, but we talked about just
Doing something extra.
because we have weird conversations a lot.
We have stuff to say.
Yeah, and we think people need to hear about it.
Maybe
Don't
they
you?
don't. But I feel like they do.
Oh, definitely.
So, but anyway, and not that this is not a side job or anything. This right now is just for fun, and we're enjoying it and all the things. But I found us another job. I'm this is not a joke.
I'm a little nervous.
It's really not a joke, and I haven't even told Christian about it. So
Look, y'all gotta understand stuff though. She does this to me all the time. Like, hey, I got this idea, Mitzi, and I'm like, okay. And in the end, I always agree. But, all right, go. I want to hear about it.
you haven't
though-
agreed to go to the railroad bridge.
No, and I'm not going to. Not for that one. Mm-mm.
Okay,
If you're from Florence, Alabama, you know what we're talking about.
if you know, you know. If you're not from Florence, Alabama, Shoals area railroad.
I'm not
okay.
even. No, we're not
Anyway,
talking about that.
all right. Next.
So what? No.
All right. So
You're talking.
I guess
It's you.
let me go into how I came about this thing. So I was talking to these two people. They will remain unnamed just for their privacy purposes. They're students in med school. Okay.
Okay.
Very far along, I would say, in med school. Doing great.
Okay.
You know the two students, but I'm just going to call them two guys that I saw today.
Okay.
We were out in public and I actually just ran into them and I was like, hey, how are y'all? What are you doing? And they told me about med school and all the things. And I was like, so I got some questions. And I did have some questions because they're far enough into it where they're doing like cadaver, like they have the bodies and
That stuff is weird to me.
yeah. And I just ask a lot of questions about
Yeah,
that. And
I'm
matter
sure
of
you do.
fact, speaking of poop, one of the students told me that when he flipped his over, it had gas in its stomach and it pushed down the gas and it shot out poop all over him. The cadaver. I said, did it stink?
What was poop?
I know, but he's dead. So like all that bacteria
But
is not.
still, it's still poop.
He said it wasn't as bad because they had the formaldehyde in
So,
them.
okay, hang on. So
See, look,
when he flipped him over,
let me give a disclaimer.
Hang
We're
on.
teachers. This is new to us. So all of you medical people will just laugh because we're ignorant.
Yes,
okay.
I don't know
I learned some
stuff.
stuff today. Okay.
I'm about to ask a question. It's going to make me sound really ignorant.
When he pooped.
So when he turned him over, did he poot and it come out like
He
a?
just said poop shot out.
So it wasn't like
No.
I'm just saying like turn over but
no.
like a
He
like
said
a
it
like
shot
a
out
volcano
on his arm.
Oh, that would gross me out. I would be done. I'd walk out.
You're done with the medical field
Yeah,
because
I'd
poop
be
gets
like-
on you, then you probably shouldn't be in it.
Or blood too. I mean, that's why I didn't go into
Probably
it.
not for you.
I mean, I respect everyone, all of our nurses and doctors that do that kind of stuff. Assistants, I couldn't do that. I couldn't.
After talking to these kids, I admire them even more, and I'm so impressed by what they do. I really,
So
really am.
these are our former students? No? No.
They're not. You know who I'm talking about, but I'll have to
Okay.
tell you the names later. So, possibly one. Oh, I'm just trying to deter you away. But
Just go on with their story.
yeah, their
here.
story. So
It
I
won't- that doesn't matter who
asked
they are.
so many questions, and I learned so much. So I'm kind of was like, well, how much does one of those cost? Could we order one of those?
A
things?
cadaver? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Anyway, and then that got me to thinking about the funeral home business. And I don't know if you've been seeing all this, and I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just throwing this out there because if it was on the internet, who knows?
It's true.
Anyway, I've had a family member been texting me about it too, that all the corruption that goes on in the crematories and the funeral homes. And it was on the news recently about this funeral home that they found 200 bodies.
Yeah,
They
I
had
remember
not
seeing that.
properly done their burial or whatever. But anyway, so these things are very expensive to purchase, okay, the cadavers. But that's why this corruption's going on, because these medical companies are willing to pay so much for a cadaver. So these funeral homes are doing immoral things
So they're just selling the bodies.
because they're getting so,
So they're
much.
getting
But
like
the family
more money.
doesn't know.
They don't know.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
It is. It is.
So I was just going to go ahead and make the announcement to my family. I don't care if you sell mine when I'm dead, because I'm not going to know. And you can use the money. What do you think? I don't care if you sell my body to science.
You're not going to know after that.
I'm not. I don't even care.
I mean,
Don't give them the jewelry and stuff, but they can have it.
she's going to, don't give her rich bracelets.
They might learn some stuff, and these are really expensive.
Those are her rich bracelets.
They're
They're
these
rich.
go in the pool and everything. They're really rich. So my friends all know that
So,
I'm
okay.
rich.
So,
So okay, that was all right. I learned, they were telling me about, I'm all about the brain, and I asked, did they look at the brain? Because as a med student, you have to do all things, then you find your path you want to go into. But you have to do all the things and then decide, okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to do orthopedic? Do you want to do gynecology? Do you want whatever, sorry, throw that one out there, or general practice, or
That's our second.
psychiatry is one of them, which kind of leads you into a whole nother
Oh,
thing.
that's so.
Okay, so that had me asking questions, and he said they have to cut their brain. He told me how they cut it, and then he said they have to look at them, and I said, do they all look?
Okay, so how do they cut it? Like,
I think he said they go around, and then they take it off, and they have to I asked him if he could tell a difference in a criminal and someone who is not by the way things were routed. I don't know. And he said, here's who we could tell the difference between someone who has Alzheimer's and someone who does not.
so that's visual. That's
Yes.
something
He
they
said
can
it's
see when they
atrophy,
look.
like wearing away. The grooves are deeper. Isn't that crazy?
It is, and that disease is so crazy. I
know, it's sad.
Matt's grandmother had that, and it's so
It's really sad.
so crazy, and it is sad. I
but
mean,
it's physical.
I don't
There's
even-
got to be
it's bad.
something in the medical world that can start to.
Reverse that. I wish I could
Yes.
reverse it because it's sad when they don't know who you are.
I know, and they're physically okay. Mm-hmm. That is
Yeah.
a sad thing. So he told me about that. He told me about I know this is getting really, really gory, but it was interesting to me, like slicing them open and stuff, and looking at all the things. He said the most similar organ of everyone across the board was the brain. He said once you got into the other organs, you should have seen the differences in the hearts.
Well, it's because of what you eat, right?
He said the sizes, the blockage, the pacemaker or not, like all the things he was telling me about. And I don't know, I was intrigued by it. And then he said that they have to
You make me nervous. What?
cut their heads off, decapitate them. I was like, with what? And he said, like
A Saw? Like that movie? There's like a bunch of those movies.
So, I mean, that's not a secret or anything. It's
No,
just the
I
fact
guess
that's what
that's
the
what they
med
have to
students
do.
have to do to study it. Yeah.
So
I was
what would-
like, I've got
okay.
more questions.
So what's the point of cutting them? Like the
I don't know, but he was very thankful for the
spinal
opportunity.
cord and all that stuff, like how it
Maybe.
looks after, like look at a different angle or something.
I don't.
or spine.
They have to do all the things, and they work with that same. It's not like they
What?
get different bodies. They have this same cadaver that they work with, for all those clinicals. But anyhow, this is how I came up on our new job through this conversation.
I'm not sure if I want to do this job if it's got to do with. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, just go.
So they have people called fake patients. You actually might be really good at this. You go in and you're trained on whatever you're trying to let them practice. Like if you are a psychiatric patient or depressed.
I could probably do that one
or
the
whatever.
psychiatric
Yeah,
patient,
you
like,
go
acting
in and you act like he said they'll be in there and they'll be like acting like they're depressed, so that they can treat them or whatever. And they're like, huh?
Diagnosing.
Yeah. And they'll sit there and tell all the things and they're like, okay, you did good. Like they go into this character. They're called fake patients. And I
So it's
started
like
looking
it's
into it.
acting. So it's like
It's acting, but I would have fun doing that. Like I would be trying to do something to get a reaction, and I don't think you can do that. You really have to be trained and do it correctly. But I would be so tempted to be like,
you'd be trying to
yeah.
weird them out.
I would.
Confuse them.
But some of their teachers get this. Some of their professors, teachers, whatever you want to call them, they are the bodies that they have to work on. So, like, if you're doing OB or gynecology or whatever, like that female instructor is also the patient. And she will lay there on the table as they do their exam. And she talks them through it.
I don't even know what to say.
I'm
That's-
not kidding.
that's really
I,
weird.
I clarify, like, whoa. You're saying the teacher, you did this to the teacher's body, and they said yes. And they also had to do a male. They had to do like prostate exams and all those things. And he would like talk them through it as they, yeah.
I would
He
hate. What if you had like
One of them
you had-
said, I was like, do I look you in the eyes or do I, where do I?
I mean, do they have like 500 students?
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry, that's what I'm overthinking.
Well, I can
Like
ask.
as a professor, I mean,
That's weird.
even 50
And I
students,
need to
that's
say,
a lot
so
of
did
people.
they come in and teach you like after that, like normal, and you just got to look at them like normal?
Well,
Or is that like the last encounter?
that's really strange.
I did not know that.
But I mean, you know, you have to. I don't even know what to say.
We'll talk about it later off the air.
Yeah. I have some questions.
I've got some more stuff because he kind of went into a little more detail, but
Oh.
there was a lot.
Oh my.
So, what I was wanting to know if you would be a fake patient with me one day.
As long as I don't have to do any of that other stuff, I can
Okay.
act like I'm
Psychiatry, whatever.
crazy. I can act like crazy or
Do you ever watch that show, like The Weird Addictions?
yes.
We could pretend like we're addicted to. One of them was addicted to eating toilet paper.
Poop.
Didn't you watch that one?
Talking about poop again or toilet paper.
With you.
Weird
I
addictions.
always want to talk about like the bathroom situation.
Well, it's not even related to the bathroom. This
Toilet
person just
paper
ate
is
toilet
related
paper.
to the bathroom.
But in this show, I
don't know about y'all,
she just
but-
wanted. Well, it's
Toilet
also
paper
related to
is-
a bad cold. So,
But they have something called Kleenex for that.
also just keep a roll by your bed if your nose starts running at night.
I got
Do you ever sleep at night with it stuck up your nose because your nose is running? I do.
Not at nighttime, no.
I do. Have you ever done that?
I don't
Because you
think-
can't lay your head down without it running, so you
Now,
just stuff it up.
The other day when we were at the
should've brought some
basketball
toilet
game,
paper.
did you see that boy run around with the stuck up his nose?
Was his nose bleeding?
Yeah, he had a nosebleed, I'm sure, and he had like stuck up his nose. I was like, oh, bless him.
You should
I've
always
done
just
that
have a roll by your
before
bed,
because
'cause
I've gotten hit in the nose.
If your nose starts running.
And I had a student do that one time. They put toilet paper up their nose because they were
They
like
do that a
running all the
lot.
time.
I mean, it's
And
just
she
like,
was
why
just tired of
bother?
wiping it. And she stayed there. I
It's
was like,
raw when you wipe it.
well, yeah.
And then when you get done, you can put the toilet paper down in that roll, and then you can leave it there until the next morning and then throw it away.
That's weird for you because she's so clean.
Yeah. But
I don't even know what to say.
there's just stuff that I'm just not clean
That's
about.
she on that one.
Speaking of that,
Yes.
well, shoot moments.
Yes, I have but that's why we named our podcast Well Shoot because we have a lot of well shoot moments.
I think we've just explained what
Yeah,
those
but
are.
we need
haven't
to make sure because I mean they might be
go
like
ahead and explain it.
they might not, I mean they might be picking up episode 12 and haven't seen
Yeah.
some of the earlier ones. And if you have, you need to go back and look at all those. Watch them all. But don't you? I mean, you think that's a good idea for us to ask
Yeah,
them
but
to do that?
why do we say well shoot?
Well, there may be something that happens that's out of the ordinary, or just really strange, or
Or you have no words.
funny, or shocking.
Or you do something and you feel like an idiot and you're like, well, shoot.
Yeah, and we just look at each other and we go, "Well, shoot." Right?
Right.
So I'm sure you guys have been in that situation before too, right? Don't you think?
Where
you have?
you're like, okay, you could either like get mad and say inappropriate things, or you can just be like, well, shoot.
Well, shoot.
Like I could like when I backed up into the garage, crushed my mirror, I was just like, well, shoot. I mean, what do you say?
Nothing else.
There's
That's
no-
all you can say because
There's no sense in yelling and carrying on if you can just say, well, shoot. And when a kid sometimes says stuff, I'm just like, well.
shoot. That's what we say.
So do y'all do that?
I think they do. We want you guys to do something for us, right? We want to. We want them to send in their well shoot moments. And what do we mean by that? What do you think that means?
It means anytime you think, well, shoot in your head, well, you think a lot of stuff, but you just replace it with, well, shoot.
Right. And we want to know about their moments.
Like,
We have them all the time.
for example, if I was trying to draw something on the board and it turned out to be something that this was years ago. I was trying to draw a lunar eclipse, but it did not look like a lunar
That's
eclipse.
not what it looked like when I walked
and
in.
I just said, well, shoot. I mean, what do you do at that
It
point?
looked like
Well,
might have been a rocket.
I can't draw. I'm not.
It was-
I've never claimed to be an artist. So, anyhow, we know you have well shoot
Mm-hmm.
moments all the time, and if you can, you can, if you know us, you can text them to us. You can send through the Facebook page. You can send through a YouTube comment, TikTok, anything.
I think
We wanna
do
know
have-
about
do
your
we have an
Wellshoot
email. We have an
moments.
email too, right?
Yeah, we do.
Right.
Wellshoot@gmail.com.
Yes.
Leave off the. So it's, I'm sorry. Wellshootpodcast@gmail.com. Leave off the.
Wellshootpodcast@gmail.com.
Send
And we want to
those
read.
to us.
I want to have a show just where we read everybody's Wellshoot moments.
Yes.
That'd be good. So you need to write yours down too, because you said even your the people that you work with say it sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. So
Well, I had some Wellshoot
Okay.
things happen before. And this was probably before we even said Wellshoot. Before we even really, I mean, we were friends. We knew each other, but we were not friends. When I was in college, I had a job at JCPenney's. Loved the place. Loved working there. Loved everybody that I worked with. And I worked in the children's department, and it was really close to the lingerie department. And if you know anything about JCPenney's, they had a catalog, and everybody ordered from the catalog. And some people would order and never come to the store and pick it up. So if they didn't pick up their order, or if it was the wrong size or whatever, we put it out on the floor. There was an item in the department next to me, the lingerie department. It was a bra.
that somebody ordered.
It was a large bra, maybe like a size H. Anyway, so the girl was working over there. We were friends, and I was like, "Man, that's huge. I bet that will
That's what
fit
the
on."
H is for. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, but yes,
H for huge.
maybe that's what it's for. I don't know, but anyway, I said I think that would fit on my head like a hat.
I wish we had a
I
picture.
was young, okay? I was young. And of course, she dared me to put it on my head. And what are
How
you supposed
dare her.
what are you supposed to do?
Put it on your head.
So I put it on my head and I was like, look at me. And it was no time. The manager walked by and I just stopped and I was like, and I really want to say, I mean, now I would have been like, well, shoot, and just put it back. But I stopped and I was like, oh my word. And he never said anything. I didn't say anything. I just put it back on. I put the bra back on the rack and I just walked over to my department and we never discussed it. Like he never discussed it with me. I
bet he was thinking, well, shoot.
He probably was. Mm-hmm. I was embarrassed. I really couldn't look him in the eye.
That's
after that.
funny.
Like I was over there like trying it on.
I wish we had a picture of you to put that up. Okay.
It would have been like,
So that's
It
a
would've
well
been an old
shoot
camera.
moment because you got caught. Not because you were wearing the bra on your head, but because you got caught.
I got
Well
caught
shoot.
and I was thinking, well, shoot. And that's kind of stuff that we see things and we say that, or something happens and we say that.
Sometimes it's something like crazy and you're like,
Right.
well. I mean, you can do that. You know
And
what?
sometimes
It's
you just
a
want to
good
cry about
alternative.
sometimes you just want to cry about some stuff and you're like, well, shoot. There's nothing I can do about it.
I know. Like, you know what?
It's like when you drop that Lego set thing and it just shattered.
Well,
Shoot, that's what we just looked at each other like, oh my word, what are we gonna do?
and like
So
a kid,
we
I'll be
want-
sitting there and a kid flip over backwards in their chair and I'm like, well, shoot.
I mean, we already told them not to do that.
I told you to keep it on four legs.
Right.
So
And they want to do
there's
the
that.
two all the time, laying it back. But we want to hear your well shoot. And I mean, we have them daily.
But we know the viewers have them. And we
Oh,
know,
God.
I hope that now
Yes.
they're starting to have a lot more. And now they're like, well, shoot. And then, you know, it kind of becomes a habit because it's such a good go-to.
Right.
Better than using profanities.
Right. We don't want to say stuff like that. We don't need any squeakies.
Nope. So yeah, send us those, and we want to take an episode just for that. And really quick, I want to do my product review. This is for males and females. a friend, actually one of Christian's cousins, well, that works the shop.
Oh,
Sort of. Well,
Yeah.
kind of, sort of. Yeah.
it's kind of family.
Kind of, we're going to call her family. Recommended this. I was complaining about, actually, we were sitting at the hospital with a family member, and we were trying to sleep. And I was like, I can't sit in these seats because my hips hurt so bad, because I'd hurt my hip when we were on that trip in Huntsville. Mm-hmm. You remember that? Mm-hmm. We were dancing. Mm-hmm. And Christian, we tried to do a move, and it didn't work out. I tried to dip, and he didn't know I was going to dip, and I fell on the floor.
I didn't have my balance. You just dipped.
They were
I broke
acting
my
like they
hip.
were in their 20s, and they are not.
No,
That's
when
right.
I dip, you dip, we dip. And then I put a cast up on my hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. But we did not dip together. So anyway, I broke my hip. I didn't break it. I hurt it. I think I pulled that hip flexor muscle. Anyway, long story short,
She's in pain.
my hips were bothering me for months, and my knees, because I used to run several miles every day, and my knees were hurting so bad and swelling up. And I'm not saying they're 100% better, because they're not, but my joints feel so much better after taking this.
And what is it called?
It's called hyaluronic acid. It's also for skin, and I have also noticed my skin has a little more elasticity. I will say I've noticed that, like softer, maybe. I mean, I can really tell a difference. Mm-hmm. So, and I've only been taking it for about, I ordered it, I got it the 1st of June.
Okay.
It's almost the end of June.
So can I get that on Amazon?
Yes, let me spell it. The brand name is Pure, and it's spelled HYALURONIC, acid. The reviews are great. This is 60 caplets for $40 something. Did I say what I said?
I mean, if it's benefiting you that much,
Yeah, it's natural. It's 60
it'd be well
caplets.
worth it.
$43.80. My joints feel so much better. I'm not saying they're 100%, because that's going to take a while. There's a lot of wear and tear on them, but just from running and stuff. But I'm serious. So much impact, and I didn't do well stretching. I didn't, and I still
none
don't.
of us did. Mm-mm.
But apparently this is something your body is supposed to make naturally, but as you get older, it decreases.
Okay.
So it moisturizes your joints so that they're not like bone on bone is
Right.
And I highly recommend males and females hyaluronic acid. You can get it on Amazon. It'll be linked in the description.
Good. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that.
Things old people say. She just had a birthday.
It moisturizes your joints.
So it's not bone on bone. Sorry.
That's what it does.
That's good.
Okay, real quick, we got a little bitty game.
Are we playing a game?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
let's
just
I'm just going to ask you a couple questions
Oh.
here. Would you rather questions?
it's not
Oh,
a game,
great.
but it's fun.
This is funny. This kind of goes in line. I just flipped through this book and came to this, just open up the first page, and it says, would you rather have knees the size of watermelons or elbows as large as pumpkins?
I'm not.
Like pumpkins, the big pumpkins, like
Yeah,
you
I
carve
know.
at
I'm
Halloween.
thinking knees
Okay.
because
You're thinking, what?
I want my knees to be the size of watermelons instead of my elbows being
I thought she
pumpkins.
said, I'm thinking D's.
No, I'm not.
You're thinking
Knees
as watermelons.
knees as watermelons.
Are watermelons heavier than pumpkins?
They're probably about the same. It depends on. I mean, to me, I really think a pumpkin's heavier. I mean, they can get really big.
No. I just know in that movie Dirty Dancing, she carried a watermelon.
Yes.
So you'll be walking, you'll be like, I carried 2 watermelons. I think
But-
I'm going to go with the knees too.
Well, because you could sit down and not feel the weight of your watermelon.
So you want watermelons
That sounded
on
next
your
question.
knees. Next. I vote watermelons
That
too.
sounded better in my head.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
It's great.
I'll take these.
This is funny. Okay, this is gross. Would you rather swallow a really old piece of rock hard gum you found stuck to the bottom of a cafeteria table, or chew a hunk of gum you found that is fresh and even still a little wet?
I'm taking this solid rock hard.
Oh.
Because at least the bacteria has died.
Maybe.
You think?
If it's, I mean, if it's hardened up under the lunch table, it's old. I mean, it could have been Sally Joe's from 1995. You don't want Bobby Sue's from yesterday.
Both of them are going to gross me out.
Okay,
I guess maybe if it's from 1995, I would probably.
You would take the rock hard under the cafeteria table
I'd take Sally Joe's gum.
from 1995. She would.
Oh my gosh. Let's do one more.
Definitely choose rock hard over the saw.
Oh my gosh. Why did I go?
I mean, why would you want?
Okay, just go
I
to
don't
the
know.
next question.
Okay.
All right.
I
Would
swear
you-
we can't do anything.
No, we can't.
Oh,
Would you rather lick a large frog all over its body, or eat one bite of a piece of rotten fruit that's full of worms?
oh gosh.
I'm going to have to go with the frog. I cannot do the worms because there's a bunch of them. And one might get stuck. You might get warts on
But
your
what
tongue.
if you like took like a little bitty bite of the fruit and was like a
Idiot,
nibble?
doesn't say. Yeah.
and,
You took a
and avoided
nibble.
the worms?
And you took a nibble and you didn't. Okay, look. One time, I'm sorry, I'm crying from laughing earlier. But anyway, when we were kids, my grandparents had these plum trees. Mm-hmm. And so we would go over there, and of course, we'd get the plums and we'd eat them and blah, blah, blah. And I can remember eating one of those plums, and it was like, had a worm in it. It grossed me out. But some like my brother would try to eat it around and not get the worm.
Did you say one worm? Or
Full of worms.
Plural. Oh, full.
Worms.
I'm out. I'm going to lick the frog. People eat frog legs.
I'm going to take a chance and just nibble on that fruit.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
going
it
to lick
doesn't
its
say
whole
that
frog body.
a bite is relative, but so is a frog. What if it's a Goliath frog that lives in
What was
West
like one of
Africa?
those big
Little bitty, little
horny
bitty.
frogs?
Ooh, yeah, horned frogs. Horny frogs. Horned frogs. TCU, that another mascot, horned frogs.
They are.
Oh.
Those are big fat frogs.
It's hot in here.
They're big. That's the ones you get the frog legs from.
No, I don't want to lick one of them little bitty ones. Okay, next.
Well, if it's poisonous.
Do you want to do one more?
Well, then I'm dead.
Because some of them frogs are
I don't
poisonous.
want them worms.
Oh, goodness.
I have to go to the vet
This was,
and get dewormed. So
this is, I've laughed really
Okay.
on that.
there were
One
some really
more.
gross ones in there.
One more. We'll do
actually.
one more. Would
Do a
you rather?
gross one.
A gross one?
I don't like the gross ones.
Ooh. I don't. Let's see. Let me find a good one.
There's some pretty gross ones.
I had one
Okay.
while he's looking.
All right.
Would you rather swim in a body of water of alligators or sharks?
What was that again?
I'm going to go.
Would you rather swim in a body of water full of sharks or full of alligators?
I'm going to have to go with alligators because they're slower. Are they slower?
Maybe.
Alligators aren't as aggressive as sharks, correct? I guess it depends on what kind of sharks you're talking. The kind that eat people.
This, I would go with sharks.
You would?
This is my reasoning for that. When an alligator bites you, they're going to bite you to eat. So they take you down. And then they do that death roll.
The shark might just get your arm and leg.
So a shark might eat my arm or my leg, but then they may swim off and I could survive.
That makes sense.
Might be able to survive.
I was thinking I could outswim an alligator, but I doubt
I
it.
doubt that.
Yeah.
You think
They're
you could,
slow when
you
they
think
walk.
you could grab their mouth real fast
Got him.
and hold it so it wouldn't
I
open?
do feel like I could wrestle one. But if there were multiple.
That's what I was going to say. There's multiple. Even the sharks, one each
I
an arm
know.
and
I know.
swims off. The rest are coming. All right. Would you rather always have to carry dirty socks in your mouth wherever you go, or always have to use your tongue to flush the toilet? Any toilet.
It depends. That's what I was about to say. Whose toilet?
Yeah.
I might flush mine with my tongue.
Every toilet you go to, you got to use your tongue.
Or dirty socks.
in your mouth everywhere you
So
go.
who's dirty socks?
It's all it all
Whatever you-
depends.
Yep.
If they're Noah's,
Noah's.
I'm not
Noah's
doing
and Wheels.
I mean, their shoes like stink up the car.
I know.
Their backpacks will stink the car
I
up.
just
have-
washed 2 backpacks in the washer.
if he leaves his backpack in my car and I get in the car, I
Even
almost
if the
throw
shoes
up.
aren't in it. I know. I
It's
just washed them, hung them
nasty.
outside.
Noah's starting to put his shoes out on the side by side in the garage and stuff.
Or on top of the car, and then he leaves and they fall off.
Yeah.
that's true.
that
He's-
happens too.
He was late. 'Cause of
But at least they air out, I guess, right?
Yes, he wants them to air out, and they're not in the car. But okay, socks or toilet flusher.
So I guess I'm thinking like with my socks, at least it's like one pair and not switching socks. The
But that
toilet,
smell is going to stay in your nose
but that
all day,
toil- So okay, so you have to have socks in your mouth all day long, every day.
all the time.
I guess
Is that what
it's
it's
kind of
saying?
what it's saying.
Yeah, always.
No, I couldn't
So
handle
the
that. At
toilet
least
would
you
be
get a
just
break.
whenever you go to the toilet.
Yeah.
Okay, at least you
What
get
if
a break.
what if
between.
you go outside and pee?
Could you flush the toilet with
We
your
have a
tongue?
friend from Ann Arbor that likes to pee outside.
Well, the strongest muscle in the human body is the tongue.
Yes, we do. You want to go try it?
Flush the toilet with my tongue?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
I don't think you could do that. It takes a little
good.
bit of pressure.
Yeah, but you
Okay, we'll try it.
I'm not trying.
I'm going with the toilet.
I guess we'll go with the toilet. I mean,
I don't
just
like that
because
feeling in my mouth
At
either.
least you would have a break, and
Yes.
if you flushed with your tongue, then you could at least maybe clean your tongue, like like with not Lysol. I mean Listerine
With Lysol.
That would be awesome.
Okay,
So-
I guess so. Yes, tongue.
Because you at least could clean out your mouth, I guess, and then like the dirty sock would be in your mouth all the time.
Yeah, I don't think I could like that.
And you could probably figure out a way to not use a toilet.
Right. Go outside. I
Other
guess.
people may not like it, but anyway, that's it. Good job.
It'd be really hard to flush the toilet in our camper with your tongue.
Watermelon, frog, toilet flusher.
Because some
That's
of
me.
those toilets in a camper have the foot
Oh gosh,
flush.
we were not doing that.
Or you could go to the porta potty. They don't have you don't flush. At a porta
Now
potty.
you stomp.
No, not a porta potty. It just sits in there.
Oh well, the nicer ones now you stomp and they open up and they go into a thing.
So what do they go into?
Their tank.
So they have a tank underneath?
The real nice ones, they like in the trailers. Yeah.
Huh.
They make them
So
now where they can pull
I
up a
guess
whole
it's-
trailer, like at the pickleball court.
Well, it's like a camper.
Yeah.
A camper does that. When you flush it, it goes to a tank. And then
Yeah.
if it's hooked up to the septic tank, then it will go out.
But some of them are just wide
flush
open
out.
and you can see everybody stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the ones I've used before.
After a while,
It's bad. But someone who has an outhouse, like the outhouse, that's what they did. They just dig a hole and then people would just keep on pooping on top of each other. And then when it
Cheaper.
got full, you just cover it up and then go dig another hole and move your outhouse over that.
They wiped with leaves.
Baby. No, they did not. They had toilet paper, I'm sure. Well, now. But now
They put toilet paper in the ground.
it's
Okay.
paper. I mean, it would eventually it depends on what kind. I'm sure it wasn't the greatest.
It wouldn't stink the house up. But man, if it was cold or raining or storming, you could
mom-
get struck by lightning going to use the
My
bathroom.
mom remember. I mean, she would talk about having to go out to the outhouse to go to the bathroom. And my dad said one time he ran out of toilet paper, and they had like the Sears catalog, and sometimes you have to tear that page out.
I was thinking about that.
Sorry,
you said,
Dad.
But when you said J.C. Penney catalog, I was thinking about it, but I didn't want you to make fun of me for thinking about it.
For the Sears?
When you said J.C. Penney, I was going to talk about wiping with it, but I didn't want you to say you always bring it back to poop.
I just did that
Okay,
time.
you did it.
My
Here
bad.
we are ending the episode. talking about
Always.
poop.
Well, if we're going to end it, what do we need to tell them? Are we ending this episode?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what do we need to tell them?
We need to tell them, subscribe if you can.
Don't if you can't. But we want you to.
You should.
Don't wipe your butt with Sears catalog paper.
Well, we don't have a Sears here anymore.
No, we don't.
She gone.
Well,
Wait, or JCPenney.
Shoot.
That's right. Pennies and Sears. They were the bookends of the mall. The wall.
and,
They
and
were
it's
the
going away.
bookends.
That mall is like
Yep. Okay.
sad.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Subscribe.
If you can,
Don't if you can't.
Don't if you can.
just do.
Do it.